let's discuss multiplication and division for the irrational number. Let's start with the very first question. We have square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 5. Now see, both of the numbers are under the square root, so obviously we can multiply and it should be under the square root only. Let's start and let me show you that here we can write that 3 multiplied by 5, it is square root of 15. That's it. We cannot do anything further than this. If it is the perfect square, then we can think about it. But 15 is not the perfect square, right? Let's do the second one. Here we can write that square root of 8 and here 2 as well. Both quantities are under the square root. So we can write square root of 16 here. Now 16 is the perfect square. So don't keep it as it is. You need to write the square root. Square root of 16 is what? 4. Simple. So this is the answer, right? Now let's discuss one more. Here square root of 3 into square root of 3. So 3 into 3, that is what? Square root of 9. Now again this is the perfect square. So perfect square we need to solve it, that is 3 in this case. Very simple, right? Now let's discuss if you have the rational number along with the irrational number. So how to do? In that case, you multiply this whole number with this whole number. 2 5s is what? 10, and 10 and 10 under the square root, that is 10 into 10. So 10 under the square root, 10 into 10 will make 100, right? Now 100 is also perfect square. So what we can write? 10 and square root of this one, that is 10. So 10 into 10, 100 is the final answer of this one. Remember, whenever you have any whole number with that, you need to multiply whole number with whole number only, that is 2 into 5, 10 here, and square root with square root like we did over there. So 10 into 10, that is 100. Now square root of 100 we can find because it is the perfect square. So that is 10. Now multiply both of them, that is 100. Let's discuss one more question. Here we have only square root of 7. Here we have 2. So let's keep 2 as it is, and under the square root, that is 7 and 8. Now 2 into square root of 7 8s, that is 56. Now if you can convert this in terms of factors of perfect square, try to do that. So yes, we can do in this case, that is 4 14s, right? Now 14 is not the perfect square, but 4 is, right? So we can write over here that 2, and if we remove this 4 out of the square root, that will be what? 2, because it is the perfect square of 2, and square root of 14 as it is. So here 4 square root of 14 is the final answer. So this is about the product of the irrational number. Very simple. You have both numbers under the square root. So 3 5s are 15 and that number will be under the square root. Now if you put under the square root and try to check it, is it perfect square? Then you can simplify. If it is not the perfect square, keep it as it is. Simple, right? So if you have the whole number there as well, you know how to deal with that. Multiply whole number with whole number, right? So simplify further and get the answer. Now about the division. How do we perform the division, right? That's also very simple. Let's write here that is square root of 6 and over square root of 3. Now you can take the common square root, that is 6 by 3. Here 3 1s are and 2s are. So what's left? Only square root of 2. Very simple, right? We can take the common square root, right? Because they both are under the square root, and division we can write in numerator and denominator. And if cancellation is possible, do it. Otherwise keep it as it is. Let's discuss one more question. So here 4 square root of 28 and here 3 square root of 7. So we can write 4 by 3 and here common square root, that is 28 by 7. So 7 1s are and here 4s are. Now see how it is written actually. 4 by 3 into square root of 4. Now square root of 4 we know very well, that is what? 2. So we can write 4 by 3 into 2. So 4 2s are, that is 8 by 3 is the final answer. So this is how we do the division. That's also very simple. Write in the numerator and denominator. If you have the whole numbers, keep the whole numbers together. And if you have the numbers under the square root, keep them under the same square root. And if cancellation is possible, do it. If it is not possible, let it be. And keep in mind, if you get something like perfect square under the square root, then simplify it and get the answer. So this is how we perform the multiplication and division related to irrational numbers.